Fighting for the sake of fighting, power for the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere.
U.S. President Joe Biden challenged Republicans to, quote, finish the job and work with him in this year's State of the Union speech on Tuesday. It was his first large-scale public face-off with a more divided Congress after last year's midterms.
Some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
A speech that was surprisingly rowdy at times, with lawmakers heckling the president and Biden firing back unscripted rebuttals, as when he mentioned his immigration reform.
Congress must restore the right
and when he said Republicans were holding the economy hostage.
Instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
When GOP lawmakers denied they planned to cut those programs, Biden fired back.
Well, I'm glad to see you, and I tell you, I enjoy conversion. Let's all agree, and we apparently are. Let's stand up for seniors.
Overall, Biden offered a positive view of the country in a speech that focused on the economy and which called on Republicans to help him raise the debt ceiling and make tax friendlier for the middle class.
There's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well.
However, Republicans say they will only allow the $31.4 trillion debt ceiling to rise in exchange for spending cuts.
Joining us tonight are the parents of Tyree Nichols. Welcome.
Among the guests in the audience were Tyree Nichols' mother and stepfather, who Biden introduced when he called on Congress to overhaul policing.
When police officers or police departments violate the public trust, they must be held accountable. Do something. Do something.
Biden's appeal for bipartisan unity comes while he remains unpopular in the polls. A recent Reuters Ipsos poll put his approval rating at 41%, close to the lowest level of his presidency. The Republican response to Biden's speech by Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders rejected the president's positive take on the country.
In the radical left's America, Washington taxes you and lights your hard-earned money on fire. But you get crushed with high gas prices, empty grocery shelves, and our children are taught to hate one another on account of their race.
Biden's aides see the speech, likely to have drawn his largest TV audience of the year, as a milestone ahead of his second presidential campaign, which he is expected to launch in the weeks to come.